Hey guys, this is THL's Salty Weekends, brought to you by Hertz Donut or Dan.
Cassidy
I'm
14.
Warmonks.
Yep.
And I'm Warmonks.
We got 3 matches coming up for you tonight. First up, they're getting ready right now, so we'll hop into that in just a second. We've got Hambowen from Hambowen's from Team
Pure
Strategy going up against Loate from the dominating Team Rank 5. And what do they got going? Loate brings Druid, Paladin, Warlock, which is not the most common bring, I'd say, but TGT's definitely upset the meta a bit. What do you guys think about that lineup?
Yeah, so I actually like it quite a bit. Most people, for their Paladin lists, have been going a lot more aggressive and doing kind of the secret strategy now that Mysterious Challenger is out.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes me a little curious as to what he's planning to do with that Warlock deck, because he could have either an incredibly aggressive list, a more mid-rangey list, or even all the way to handlock. And so it's going to be really interesting to see how those decks match up, just because of the difference in aggression he could choose in the Warlock. And I think that's going to be a linchpin of his set.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure that, he's got at least 4, or at least 3, probably 4 different Warlocks sitting in his lineup, ready to use.
So it looks like they just started, so I'm going to try and spectate these games.
Yeah, they're in right now. Loate is on Paladin, and Hambowen is on Hunter to start. Hambowen's hand shows that he's a very aggressive-oriented hunter. He's got Leper Gnome, Abusive Sergeant, and Glaive Zuka all in his opening hand. And Loate's Paladin list is a little interesting. Can't say I've seen Bone Guard Lieutenant in his starting hand before, especially next to a Lay on hands. So I'm assuming Loate is going for the Flood. Inspire strategy, yeah, we see Silverhand Regent come in too.
So he's going to want to see that Justicar True Heart show up as soon as possible.
And Murloc Knight.
Yeah. Although he's actually, if he shows up too soon, there's nothing worse than having to just play him naked on turn 4 or 5.
Yeah, if you're not able to use the hero power.
Yeah.
So Hambowen's actually got a decision here. He could either Iron Beak Owl to destroy the Divine Shield, or Glaive Zuka and just send them both face to get in a little bit more damage. Looks like he actually might just be going for a 3-drop play.
He's gonna go with Sergeant too, yeah.
Okay, I guess he's just gonna try and Voltron this Leper Gnome and go in for 7, which it's a lot of damage early, but it's gonna be a little bit less value just because that Divine Shield will now be able to trade for a minion. But he is maintaining board control, which is very important in a matchup like this.
And I think you want to make sure you can just rush down the Paladin before, because the longer this game goes, the bigger his board's gonna get.
Absolutely. However, it is a little scary on the Paladin side to get to the point where you're hero powering every turn, simply because Hunter has Unleash the Hounds, and they can really turn that around if you have 4 or 5 minions in play.
Big time, absolutely.
It looks like he's just going to be playing
that board's
Rider and go straight.
Loate's board's going to start to get real big real fast. That's a great pickup.
Yeah, Coghammer is really good here. It's going to allow him to get a little bit of taunt and some protection down. So he's going to have to burn through a minion. I'm curious as to if he decides that he wants to kill the shielded minibot before he puts the Coghammer to guarantee the Divine Shield goes on the Regent, but looks like he got lucky and didn't do that anyways. Interestingly enough, it looks like he's going to trade the minibot immediately afterwards anyways.
So I guess we could agree that he went out of sequence there, if that was the way he had planned on playing it.
He got the desired outcome, but yes, he could have forced the desired outcome rather than had a 50-50 there.
Mm-hmm.
Although now he is only left with 1 minion. If he had gotten it on the minibot, he could still have two on board.
Very true, very true.
Hambowen's going to get the really good value silence here, because now not only is he getting through a taunt and a Divine Shield, but he doesn't have to worry about the extra Silverhand recruits coming down every turn.
Yeah, this is that silence I think is huge, and I think that really turned the favor strongly in Hambowen's direction.
Yeah, I think Hambowen's going to be able to finish this game off pretty quick. He's definitely smorked out this Paladin list.
Loate is currently debating between, it looks like a Muster for Battle or a Bone Guard Lieutenant Hero Power turn. Muster for Battle kind of just concedes the game to an Unleash play.
And so Hambowen gets an explosive trap here, which I don't actually think is a secret he really wants. I feel like freezing trap would actually be very powerful here, but now that Loate is flooding the board,
Well, yeah.
that explosive trap's
Yeah.
going to be very good.
I would assume, since we see the explosive trap in his hand, that this list isn't running anything freezing trap wise.
Right.
And there's going to be an Unleash the
there's
Hounds
that.
for 5 minions, so this game's just about over, I think. If not this turn, the next turn.
Yeah, Loate
Yeah,
will not be
don't-
able to heal, and he has no way to address the board, and he has no taunt. So this game.
Tough.
Oh, I
Ooh.
spoke too soon. But he
Still
still
not-
can't heal, so
Yeah.
the hero power will finish it off.
Consecration's a good draw there, but yeah, it's just not quite enough.
And Loate swings into face to effectively punt game 1 away to Hambowen. For those of you that don't know, Loate is a former National Football League punter. He spent roughly 9 seasons in the NFL, mostly with the Minnesota Vikings, as a punter. True story. So, Hearthstone is a bit of a second professional game career for Loate.
He makes significantly less money. But that's how you know his heart's really in it.
Now, what would you guys... Loate still has Paladin, Druid, and Warlock, and Hambowen now has Warrior and Warlock. Where would you think their minds are at?
So Loate is probably deciding, I'm guessing on his Warlock. I guess it depends which Warlock it is. Handlock is one of those matchups that tends to be a little bit worse against face hunter strategies, just because you put your health so low in that matchup. But I feel some of the more mid-rangey, zoo-oriented Warlock decks are very good against Hunter.
I don't know. I feel like Handlock.
Well,
is
now that
pretty
Hunter's
solid
won, we don't have to worry about Hunter
That's
anymore.
true.
Oh, right.
Right.
I was thinking this was a King of the Hill, not Conquest.
Looks like we got a token druid
Versus Gul'dan.
going up against some
shall
Demon Zoo.
Yeah, Demon
I
Zoo.
must protect the wild.
Curious to see if it is a full-fledged token druid or if it's just... Because I know most mid-range druids now are playing the 1 copy of Living Roots in place of a zombie chow just because of the versatility.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually like it a lot. It's very powerful. It can be really nice with Violet Teacher in play as well, just to create a huge board presence off one spell.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, and the 2 damage being able to go face is actually not insignificant at all.
Absolutely. The fact that the combo is 9 mana, this lets you also
Yeah,
cast
it's
turn
right.
you
It's
cover off.
16 damage combo. But
Hambo
I
and
wonder.
Hambowen rolled his whole hand, and his new hand looks great. He's got a
Yeah.
3/2 on turn 1, followed by Lance Carrier if he decides to pump it. I'm guessing the Living Roots might just kill the Flame Imp. I guess Druid's on the draw here, so Loate's going to have to decide if he wants to play the Aspirant here with the Wrath. He
That
actually
is
might
a
just play both.
fantastic pickup, yes.
Guide my lance.
Oh, he's not going to remove the Flame Imp at all. I think he's going to end up regretting that.
It will still trade with the Aspirant. Will still trade with the Flame Imp if the Flame Imp decides to go in on a minion. But I imagine that Hambowen's just going to send it face if he actually decides not to. I feel like that was a free 3 damage. I guess it was worth getting the Death Rattle out now. He was kind of afraid of a 4-drop. And
I think. Yeah. My guess is that
Now
he was
Loate's
just
unable to play the Keeper that he just picked up without
Yeah.
innervating.
yeah, it was a pretty awkward time to draw that Keeper of the Grove. It'd be very good at killing the Flame Imp here as well. Yeah, he intelligently played around the Keeper of the Grove, even though it wasn't in Loate's hand, but Loate did drop. It's a little bit of a wasted mana there.
Yeah, I mean, it's extremely awkward curve, but I wonder why he didn't do the Living Roots. I guess.
Yeah, I probably would
Yeah, I'm not
have.
really sure. Yeah.
So now on 4, he picks up another Aspirant, allowing him to play the Aspirant and then clear off, I would assume, the 4/2 in one way or another. He does finally choose to use the Living Roots to remove it. So he'll
Yeah.
float another mana, but he saves the Wrath to be able to cycle for later on or to take down a 3 health minion.
Yeah, if he had casted the Living Roots last turn, this turn he'd be able to Wrath and potentially get rid of the Void... What's his name? Voidwalker. And then
Yeah.
be able to keep the Aspirant or have it trade away with the Lance Carrier, but instead, the Void Caller is going to survive. Voidwalker is going to survive. There's too many Void minions in
Yikes.
Druid.
Yeah. This is really coming up coming up too, which is what I was gonna say earlier. Is I wonder if any of the new TGT cards have changed what is probably one of the most one-sided matchups that I can think of. Zoo. Obviously,
The Darnassus, not Darnassus, Savage Combatant has actually helped Druid if you can get it out early in this matchup, because it gives your hero power +2 attack and allows you to just clear things away, like a super mage hero power.
Right.
But I don't know if Loate's playing it, and if he is, he didn't get it, so it's just going to look the same as it always does.
Right.
So with this Loatheb coming down, Lote's in a pretty bad spot. He's looking to draw something relevant here. He does draw Shredder, which is a nice rip, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to maintain board control here. He really wants to get a Doomsayer off that, I believe.
And Hambowen will drop what I assume would be a Void Caller, and then maybe Hero Power. Well, he'll Hero Power first, obviously. But with Druid unable to clear the board in any meaningful way, he's just going to be in a really tough spot, and the Warlock will just continue to push damage in.
Yeah, and a couple turns with the gang boss down, followed by a Mal'Ganis. It's gonna be ripped pretty soon, I think here. But we'll see. What could he get off the ancient? Would a swipe wouldn't do a whole lot against this board. What else? What is Loate looking for?
From the void I come.
Well, he's going to need to wait to deal with the Mal'Ganis down the line. He's probably going to end up using the combo defensively. Should turn 9 roll around and he's still in the game. And he'll come close to a full clear with the combo, but Warlock's hero power just allows it to keep pumping out pressure in a zoo list, and I think when you're this far behind as the Druid player, it's almost impossible to catch up, unless he's playing a bunch of big taunts, but given what we've seen in his list so far, I'd be surprised if there was a lot of Ancient Allures or Sludge Belchers to draw into.
Time's running out to draw into them, even if he does have them.
Yeah, he is on the clock.
Yeah, he's going to need to maintain some board control here. If he doesn't get a Taunter down soon, he's just going to get overrun.
I think he's debating whether or not he wants to play the Void Caller roulette and see what comes out of it, because that Shredder will trade evenly, and he can Wrath away. But then if he Wraths, he can't Ancient of Lore.
If he forces, he can't do anything else.
Yeah, he's kind
No,
of
but
in
it
an
does
awkward
allow him
mana
to
situation.
trade. So he'll be able to trade off everything but the Void Caller here, which is the conservative way to look at it. Oh, and he gets
Hey!
the Doomsayer.
Full
So
time.
now he
Oh,
will
that's
pop the
huge.
Void Caller.
Wow, that is ballsy. I would get rid of the Loatheb here for sure.
Yeah, because the Loatheb can still kill it.
Yeah, so now he's going to lose the Doomsayer.
He does manage to pick up some value though off that Void Terror, not becoming a all that it can be.
Giant Void Terror.
Right.
It's just a void, like, it's a slight little scary void
It's
right
a
now.
void thing.
Yeah.
If Hambowen had killed the Loatheb, he would have been able to keep his Doomsayer until the start of his next turn, which would have let him play the Ancient Allure on an empty board, and he might see himself coming back to a win after that. But
It wouldn't have been empty because it would have killed off the Void Caller. So
oh,
it would
this
have
is
been
true.
up against.
But even still, a 3-3 or a 2-4 is probably a much better board state. Even the Mal'Ganis is probably a better board state than what he's looking at right now, which is nothing to, what, 5 minions?
For Argus.
Yep.
Now, with the juggle, the Loatheb will kill it. A little, what is the name of that card? Lance Carrier. It's to become a 2-3. Maybe he's going to carry his own lance. Oh, Chromagus and Druid. That is an interesting addition.
Makes me, yeah, I wonder if it's there. Actually, wait, I played Loate last week, and he played that Chromagus and came back from being way behind. So it actually, it's not very useful right now.
Yeah,
But
it can definitely serve as a catch-up mechanic.
I feel like his life total's a little bit too low for it to matter. He's just going to die here.
Oh,
in a
yeah.
couple
In
turns.
this game, for sure. I'm just curious
when
to
you
see.
Savage Roar to kill off a 2-3, you're going to have a bad time.
Is that it? That is a Trogzor. Okay. So 2 interesting legendary choices in these decks so far.
Yeah, I'm really interested by that Trogzor.
Wonder if
Yeah, I assume you're including it to help you play around AoE?
Or
Especially with the priests and the shamans on ladder, you're gonna see a lot of lightning storms and 3-power holy novas, light bombs, etc.
He
So I
also-
guess you can play Trogzor into a board like this
I
and
concede.
kind of ensure yourself.
I could also see him having thought that Loate would just bring the Paladin back, and Trogzor might just be one of the best answers to a secret Paladin that I could come up with. I don't know if it actually would work, but
Now he wouldn't spawn anything off of Mysterious Challenger.
off Mysterious Challenger, right? But there's a number of, I mean, once those secrets are in your hand,
Yeah.
they're gonna play them, and they're so cheap.
I hope we
Yeah,
get
we're
to see
heading
some Christmas tree paladins tonight. I'm really excited.
Gul'dan versus Garrosh.
Victory on
So Loate is on Handlock, and Hambowen is on Control Warrior with a Varian. What are your guys' opinions? Handlock is traditionally favored in this matchup. I would think if Varian spawns a ton of minions into a giant Shadow Flame, Handlock becomes even more favored in this matchup.
Yeah, I agree.
But if the warrior has, if the warrior just draws, executes, and shield slams right out of the gate, it can just be too much. It's interesting that Handlock is so generally favored, given how they gate advantage through giant minions, and warrior is extremely good at removing giant minions.
Interesting that Hambowen did not mulligan away Armor Smith
The
or
Brawl.
Brawl.
He probably thinks
Even
so
though
too.
he didn't. Yeah, he's probably hedging his bet there, I would assume.
Man,
But
this
now
is
he
some
does
open
not have
hand.
any spot removal. And Loate is going to be dropping threats real quick.
Real quick.
Do you think you should go with the turn 3 Twilight Drake here? Well, I guess he's not
Absolutely.
going to hear it. Do you think
I
he's gonna
ask
hero power
Handlock
here?
players this all the time, and they never give me the same answer.
I
I
actually
think
this
if he's
is-
playing Ancient Watcher, I think he's planning on the Twilight Drake coming down soon.
I think that if he plays the Ancient Watcher, he's planning to silence the Ancient Watcher and get in with it to start
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
maintaining some board
And
control.
then immediately after that, he would play the Twilight Drake rather than saving it, which is probably correct because you want the warrior to have execute and then to use it on your Twilight Drake and then to follow up with your giants. Oh, there's just so much
Or
value
even,
in this.
I mean, yeah, if you can draw it out onto your Ancient Watcher,
Yeah.
that's the dream.
If shield slams and executes are being burned on Ancient Watchers, you just feel so good about yourself.
Bash, is that what that is?
That
believe
Have
is.
you guys tried using it at all?
You know, I haven't. I've had a friend play it, but I do not know the results that he came up to with it.
I haven't been
It
a big
seems a little
fan.
weak.
It does seem a little weak, but I could.
It is
Yeah.
guaranteed though.
Sure, about it. Right.
Like you don't need to have shield slam to combo with it, like shield block. And if you want to use it right on turn 3, you're not usually going to need the full 5 damage of a shield block, shield slam.
We're going to see him use it here to get rid of
Yeah,
this
that's
Ancient
It's
Watcher.
a nice play. He is just Hambowen's hand is loaded with endgame minions.
It feels a little hefty using your only 2 removal spells to kill an Ancient Watcher in this matchup. Especially
Yeah.
because now he's going to see an Emperor Thorsan get dropped. And he's probably not going to have an answer for it besides playing Sylvanas and hoping that's enough.
Loate does definitely prioritize getting that out in place of one of his more traditional early game threats. We'll see
I
how
think
that
that's
pans out for
definitely
him.
the right call.
Yeah, I think it's a very solid play here. It allows him to continue curving out with the Doctor Boom.
So
Yeah.
this is Soulfire. Is this potentially a dragon or a Malagos warlock? Is this? I haven't seen a Soulfire in a straight up handlock in quite some time.
That's very true.
Yes, it
I'm
could
not
be.
being- We're going to see Loate get another turn off of this Thorsan as well, which is going to be a very big deal as this game progresses.
Generally, that's a death sentence when Emperor gets to hit a good hand twice. But I would assume, yep, we see the Swag Naros come down, and Hambowen is going to hope that it hits. It does hit Emperor, so Hambowen kind of recovers there, thanks to RNGesus.
So the
Yeah, Loate doesn't have a removal spell for it. He does have a Doctor Boom. I'm surprised he's not playing the Boom
And a
here.
Twilight Drake. He's
Oh, he
going to
can
play both.
He can play both. I forgot he had 2 turns.
Power of Emperor.
exactly, and that's why you prioritize it. Also, the Swagneros is that A Cassidy trademarked.
That just came right off the tip of my tongue because it's a nice golden shiny Ragnaros.
That is outstanding.
He's got a lot of swag, and then I just kind of
I want to
finished
bring
it.
attention to that.
I don't prioritize the swag that comes with golden cards like our friend Viraday does, but I definitely
Oh.
respect people that have them. So, more power to
You must
Hambowen.
respect your day quite a bit.
Oh yeah, I'm very jealous of his collection, but I could never bring myself to commit to that. Good for
Right.
him.
I just cashed in a bunch of my not very good legendaries to get a Golden Doctor Boom, just because I play it in like every single deck. And also summons Golden Booms. It seemed very worthwhile.
He's got one of the cooler animations with the lightning bolts coming down and all that.
Absolutely.
I'm interested that Hambowen, well, I would say he could brawl, but I think he's saving the Sylvanas brawl combo to like assure he wins a brawl later down the line.
Yeah, especially
And
when
he
they've been
got
hit by
lucky with the
Thorstein.
Ragnaros hit. He did hit one of the threats on the board.
So there I would have attacked with the boom in between the two boom bots, simply so this
because-
wouldn't happen.
Yep.
Right. I think maybe he was hoping for a little more damage off the Boombot to get Hellfire value.
Yeah, Hellfire.
Oh yeah, he
even
could Hellfire or
could
even
kill it.
Chef Soulflame. Yeah. I
Yeah,
like this.
'cause
It's
it
gonna
looks
heal
like-
it up.
Yeah. Heal it up.
Kill
and
that.
then
Very solid play by Loate here.
Yeah,
he's
low.
gonna lose.
You can live with that, I think.
That's actually okay, I think.
Because this matchup is going to be a lot of grinding the board and not health. So
Right.
Molten Giant isn't even going to see a lot of value.
Absolutely. And it's pretty
Now,
scary
the
to go
fact
down.
that, oh, what's up?
It's pretty scary to go down below 15 in this matchup just because Warrior can just
Mosh.
deal 12 to you with Grom and Abusive Sergeant.
Hambowen is definitely going to get Fiery War Axe value if he wants it, though.
Yeah, killing a Doctor
that's a
Boom with
lot of
Fiery
base
War
damage
Axe feels
now.
like a win.
I mean, the value off ET is real, and he's got the Sylvanas Brawl in one turn play. I don't think you want to pick
Yeah.
up against the handlock. You know that much sweeter targets are coming.
Exactly. I think that needs to be his trump play if he's going to come all the way back to win this.
Mm-hmm.
I would Fiery War Axe myself.
I think
but
I would too.
That might be wrong. Ysera wouldn't be. There's no immediate answer on board for Ysera either.
I'm made to fit.
Pray that he gets a good draw. Oh, he got Laughing Sister. Oh, that's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate.
I think they named that card appropriately because I believe it laughs at you as it comes into your hand whenever you play Ysera.
That would be such an amazing card if you could include it on purpose.
My
Which it's just a testament to how good the dream cards are.
So Loate is going to choose to just ignore the Ysera and pray that Ysera Awakens was not drawn, and he is correct.
Even
Yeah,
if
he'd
it
be
was,
very
though,
soft
that
to it.
9 health, and he's got 2
Ysera
dragons.
Awakens would totally turn this game around. But Loate is down 0-2, and he's saying full steam ahead, and he looks like he's going to be rewarded for it.
I imagine the Brawl is going to come down either this turn or the next turn.
What now?
Yeah, I think it would have to.
Because right now, Hambowen can trade Ysera into the boom, and then follow that up with a Deathspite on the 4-3. And then drop a Laughing Sister for some board presence.
I think he's gonna go for that.
He's
Yeah,
already
'cause you
seen
can't-
Siphon Soul. He's already seen Soulfire. He's already seen Hellfire. So he's got to feel like his Ysera is relatively safe here.
How do you feel about using the? Oh, he Fire War actually gets the. No, he had the mana for it to use the Deathbite instead of the Fire.
He can save the Deathspite for Gromash or for something that. Oh,
Pretty good draw here for
Loate is
Loate.
going to be able to fight Swag with Swag if the game goes long enough.
Shields up.
Okay, he's just dumping as many cards from his hand into the board as possible, so when he plays Jiraxis, he'll have a little bit of board control. But of course,
And
with the Sylvanas Brawl coming up, that's going to be a pretty good answer for maintaining board control back from Hambowen.
This execute he just drew is exactly why I would be in favor of the Deathbite last turn. the 4/5 being able to kill the Twilight Drake is a nice bonus, but getting that one damage on the inevitable giant is pretty nice.
He is going to continue to stall here. I'm not sure if he could have found a better Sylvanas Brawl situation than that, but he is really valuing his Ysera, which he's going to need to get him back in the game.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little hesitant here, though, to use his face just because he's getting so low, but he also doesn't want to lose the Ysera. And that's Twilight Drake. He decides to go face there, but he's down to 6, so he's dead to a Soulfire pretty much.
Well, he'll armor up, I'm sure, and then...
Maybe he'll play a
play
naked
the
Sylvanas
Sylvanas, or do you-
proactively. I think I would in this situation, but he's going to...
It's just such a nice surprise play, I think, to be able to drop her with the Brawl.
Yeah, I would agree.
And you could honestly... Yeah, see, this is a little rough. I wonder if maybe it would have been a better call... I'm not saying it would have been, but to dream the Ysera back to himself last turn
yeah.
and do the Sylvanas Brawl.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
You still, you don't lose the Ysera and you clear the entire board.
Hambowen picks up a Bolster. Another interesting card choice. 2 mana, give all your taunt minions +2/+2.
Yeah, that's especially surprising because that
We haven't
the fact
seen
that
any
he
taunt
can do
minions.
that, right? That makes me think that he's got the worst draws possible in this game. No sparring partners, no sludge belchers, no. I mean, I haven't seen anything. I guess has he had Defender of Argus even?
No, I have not seen a single
seen.
taunt.
Job's done.
Now, Loate has committed a lot to this board, and rightfully so, given the bombs he still has in his hand.
Sparring partner.
Oh, there we go.
Well, that is now is the time.
Yep, now Hambowen will have a sweet Sylvanas Brawl, and he hopes that the 2/3 is now what lives through the Brawl. Because I would assume he will kill off the Laughing Sister before it. Yep.
I have no time for
Sylvanas has no time for games. So she just wants to get in there, brawl it up. And
Sun Fury wins.
and a little bit of interaction between these two. Wonderful.
She did specifically say that she had no time for games, so I don't know why this happened.
She was intent on killing the larger foes in that brawl and let the little one sneak through. She just right to business, no warm-ups.
So Loate looks like he's quite understandably really in control here. There is the sparring partner bolster play, so there's not nothing in Hambowen's hand, and also Varian could bring some value down.
Interesting that Loate really doesn't want to commit to his Jiraxis.
Yeah, I would have slammed Draxus down on the table there.
Yeah, you can Jiraxis and then clear the board, and then you are set up. You can Mal'Ganis to buff your own Jiraxis the next turn. The dream. All of a sudden you're swinging in for 5 with Jiraxis every turn.
Last
Looks
week,
like
He'll eat up the
another
death spray.
sacrificial act against him, so he might be a little concerned about getting too comfortable.
And here is the bolster dream from Hambowen.
That's big stuff.
It's very important too because Jiraxis wasn't played, there is no Inferno Shadow Flame play available. So he has nothing he can Shadow Flame, not even this Ancient Watcher to clear the
But
board.
he does the owl can get him a lot of value here.
Yeah, the owl can definitely help.
Yeah, silencing the sparring partners here and the Shadow Flaming the Watcher seems very powerful. He is going to take 6 here and go down to 6, but that shouldn't really be much of an issue because he's going to play Jiraxis in the next turn or two.
Yes. Oh, Varian comes into the hand. Now is the time.
I think you have to play
Behold
it. Yeah.
the armies of Storm.
Yeah, that was an
The
incredibly
army
good
of
time to draw
Stormwind is
that.
coming out. We see a Bash. Black Knight
Knight.
with the sparring partner. I love that combo.
Oh, I didn't even think about that interaction,
Oh, yeah.
giving an opponent's minion taunt. I like
Just so
that
you
a
can
lot.
Black Knight it. And you can also, if someone's hiding, like in Emperor Thorson, for example, behind taunts, you can give him taunt to go kill him. Sparring partner is a really cool tech card that I think people are going to figure out to use more and more as the meta develops.
What
Yeah, I've seen the combo with him and Bolster, but I had never thought of him and Black Knight, and I really like Black Knight, so I
do
might try and
too.
build something similar to this after this game, after this match. Well, after the Night of Casting.
Yeah, I think Spartan. I hope that the world finds out how to use him best, because that is the amount of value on a 2-drop is insane for him.
Yeah, I think Lucas might just be dead here.
Taunt to just hand it a taunt. I
Yeah.
think he is here.
Loate is going to fall victim of waiting on Jiraxis, maybe about a turn too long.
Yeah, I think it was a turn there.
face Jiraxis, Eridol Lord of the Burning Legion?
Important to note, Bash can hit face. I am looking at that right now.
That is definitely worth noting.
Yeah, that's good to know. So you can use that as a Grom activator, you can use it as burn, you can... I'm starting to see the value in Bash. Yep,
The
and
game 3 armor is
Hambowen
just
put on a
kind of-
demonstration for us.
Well played.
Indeed.
Well played.
So that was a quick 3-0.
Necessarily.
And so Loate and Team Rank 5 will fall. Luckily for Loate and his teammates, Team Rank 5 has such a lead in the Franker Z division that even this loss won't harm them very much. They almost look like a shoo-in to get into the playoffs after next week.
Oh, certainly to get into the playoffs. No doubt.
And Pure Strategy, however, does pick up a easy 4 wins, and they're still in the thick of things. They're only 13 games behind the team currently in second place in that division. So things are still interesting for second place over in the Franker Z division. And we'll talk more later, but the Bible Thump division is totally up in the air right now, coming down to the wire. So our next matchup, I do believe, will be between